very beautiful country out here. 2 kilometers away from here. Straight ahead from where the Jeep is right now is where the drone's sitting, so. I'm gonna make the attempt to this anyway. I don't know if this is a good idea, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I'm heading out. I'm parking the Jeep right in this spot here. And got everything good. I've got survival stuff. I got my shotgun with me, my GPS, my spot device. I got bear spray on me. Got good boots, got some medical stuff, and just got everything I should need. Got the bearing on my compass, so I know which way to get back to the Jeep, and I know the road's over there. So if I do get lost, I go straight north and I'll hit that road. So gonna head out from here and see how it goes. Hopefully I find the drone. I got 1.5 kilometers to walk. So all right, I'm just walking on this road, getting pretty tired. Anyway, 1.2 kilometers to go. It's not hard terrain, just I'm going uphill, so I'm not in shape for this kind of thing. So anyway, pretty nice road, just a little road that's overgrown with willows basically. You could push through it with a quad if you had one, but I'm not taking the Jeep up here. All right, keep on going. I don't want to pay too much attention on filming while I'm walking because I don't want to get lost. But anyway, all right, we're getting close. 590 meters. I'm getting tired. We're almost there. And I'll have to stop and I brought some water with me. But I gotta say, this is a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm definitely not used to doing this kind of thing these days. Just heading through that. I just came out of there. That's not even the worst part, but we're almost there. All right, so we have what do we got? 150 some meters left to go, and this is what I'm walking in now. So drone's somewhere in this bush, 150 meters in. So hopefully we're gonna find it here. So I'll also bring out the camera at about, I don't know, a few feet away from it, and then we can find it on the camera. Should be getting pretty close here. Not on the ground. I've looked all over. I'm pretty sure it's not on the ground. I've looked all over at these trees and I can't find it, so I mean, gonna have a little bit of error with some of the GPS, but I know for a fact it was up against a tree, so. All right, well, I think this was a failure. I'm gonna have to come back next year and cut that tree down with the proper chainsaw and the proper equipment, so that'll be next year's thing, I guess. I know how to get here now. All right, I'm gonna head back to the Jeep, I think. Alrighty, I'll do a little bit of recording on the walk out. Kind of keeping an eye out for bear. There's a lot of berries around here. Haven't seen any sign of bear, but definitely is around here. Anyway, the trail is just up here. That's pretty unfortunate that I didn't find the drone, but I'm pretty certain I know where it is. It's probably stuck in that tree, because I'm guessing it probably hit somewhere pretty high up on the tree, because if that would have been the tree it suddenly hit in 15 kilometers, that tells me that it was still pretty high up. So it probably hit pretty high up on the tree, and probably sorry, I'm pretty tired, but the branches are pretty thick up there, so you wouldn't have had any problem holding that drone up there. I'm gonna have to stop and get a drink up here. I got another 1.5 kilometer walk through these willows, and I might go through wells. Might actually be faster to go through wells than it would be to go the way I came. We'll see. I don't know the roads necessarily, so I'll have to check the GPS to see exactly where this is and where to go. I don't want to get lost, even in a Jeep, even though I do got a lot of fuel with me. But you can see this is where I come out of, right here. I had to walk through that, but only 200 meters that way, but I'm sweating and I'm tired. I think I'm going to stop right up here and have a drink of water. Love this time of year up here, but well, I wouldn't call this a failure. The one thing, see, there's a nice bed down spot for something. The nice part of being a YouTuber is the more bad things that happen to you, the more pain you go through, the more interesting videos you got. And seems to get more views when you're struggling yourself. But here's these willows I gotta go through. Almost to the trail. Oh, got scared there for a minute. I heard a plane. Thought it was a bear. Here's the trail I gotta walk on. So I'm gonna walk until I can find a little bit of an open spot, have a granola bar, have a drink of water. I hope I didn't lose anything on my body here. I think I got everything, so. But anyway, I was saying, this will make a good video today, and when I come back next year, bring the chainsaw and cut that tree down, or at least have another drone and go fly it around that tree. That'll be another good video, so it's the one advantage to being a YouTuber. Alright, so I just came out of there, and now I get a little bit of this, so it's kind of refreshing. And my shoelaces are coming undone. You gotta hate tie-up, little birds in here. You gotta hate tie-up boots, I tell you. I don't know, some people like them, but every time I walk like this, they're always coming undone, hooking on something, and I don't like them at all. But half the non-lace-up boots aren't good for hiking because they just don't get tight around your feet enough, so I don't know. I'm wearing good. Like, you're not so bad when your everyday life, when you're hiking like this, you just hook it on a branch and all of a sudden you're stopping to tie your laces. And I find it so annoying. I'm back at it right here. I'm only about 400 meters away from the Jeep, so I'm just worried about scratching my lens. I'm gonna kind of keep it to the ground here. away from any branches. And then when I get back to the Jeep, I'll usually just fire off 5 or so cheap bird shot or whatever into the bush, just to when you're walking through some of this stuff, just if you're you know, you get a little bit of water or dirt or leaves potentially in your barrel, you know, you should clean it when you're at home. But in the meantime, I like to just shoot off a couple rounds, just to, not so much dirt. I know there's not dirt getting in there, but just moisture and stuff. And it's kind of damp here and stuff. It just kind of clean, just kind of theoretically should clean it out, I guess. Just hoping I don't get scratched on my lens. How far are we? We are 250 meters away. I'm happy. It's kind of miserable in here, honestly. But again, I'm sure you guys like watching it. The comfort of your couch or your computer screen or whatever. Hopefully this will get good views. At least when you go through pain, you hope to get good views on YouTube. I got this GoPro, really good camera. Only thing I'm not really happy with the battery life. They do charge fast, but they don't last very long. Which would be nice, but it's getting a little brighter out here. It seems dark when you're in the mountains because, you know, you're in the bush and your sun's out of the way. It seems almost makes you feel like it's 8 o'clock. But I left. Yeah, it almost makes you feel like it's 8 late. But anyway, can't remember what I was gonna say. Some coyote droppings right there. Yeah, I have no idea what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, you get out of the bush and like I went in here at lunchtime. Probably only 3 o'clock right now, but it feels like it's 8 o'clock. Now we're heading into some thick bush again. I'm gonna kind of turn the camera to myself so I don't scratch my lens. Oh, gun's getting hooked up. But this is definitely gonna be unfinished business. Next year I'm bringing my, whoa, a bird. That's or the grouse or something that scared me right next to me. Next year I'm gonna bring my Steel 461, my 32-inch bar. Well, hopefully I'm going to, and I'm gonna cut that tree down. But actually, first, I think if that throughout the winter, if I don't get this drone out, well, I'm not getting this drone out here before winter, but I think the drone's done. Even if I do ever find it, I think it's gonna be garbage. But so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to force. I'm trying to get the DJI have their flyaway protection thing I bought, that if it ever just randomly flies away on its own, you can get coverage for it, I guess. But I'm gonna try to get a new drone out of that. But if anything, I'm just gonna order a new drone. And I got the controller and everything, so I don't need the whole package. I just need the drone. Although the new controller with the screen, built-in screen, is kind of nice, I think. But anyway, I'm gonna first of all take the drone, fly the new drone out to that tree, and just fly up and down the tree, and hopefully see if I can find see if I can actually see it in the tree. And do that, and if anything, I'm just gonna go chop that tree down. I do have a tree climbing kit that I could that I could bring and climb the tree, but I don't really want to do that out here. It's kind of safer to cut the tree down. But that's a big tree. I'm gonna need my 461 Magnum with a 32-inch bar. I'm gonna need my whole felling kit, like my harness, and I'm gonna need wedges and an axe and a whole full meal deal to do that one. So yeah. And anyway, I'm gonna cut that tree down. See, I'm pretty sure I know what tree it is. It's one of two trees, so it could be well, that's where my GPS brought me anyway, unless I got the wrong coordinates. But well, I got the right coordinates from what the drone told me. But a bedding down spot here. But of course, okay, let's have to go this way. But of course, well, that could have been wrong for all I know. From drone malfunction, maybe the GPS wasn't working. And if that's the case, I'll never find it. But the drone also said it was 0 meters above altitude, so that would tell me it was on the ground. But again, if it wasn't working properly, that could be wrong. And again, if either of those are wrong, well, if it was truly on the ground, it's not there now. Like a bear could have picked it up, taken it away. And again, if that's the case, it's gone. I'm not finding it. But it's the only option. If it's still there, it's got to be in that tree, because I looked all over and I couldn't find it. So if it's either not even there at all in that spot, it was on the ground and something taking it away, or it's in that tree. So in that tree is the only option of me finding it. So anyway, that'll be a next year's thing, I guess. But gonna keep heading this way. Jeep should be pretty close. I'm thinking 100 meters away. This is actually, you can kind of tell I'm not huffing and puffing as much, because this is all downhill, even though I'm walking through these willows. Gravity is working with me right now. Whereas when I was going up, I was walking up a hill and pushing through willows, so it was quite a strain on my legs. So, but I should be up here pretty quick. I got some plans for mining that I'm not going to talk about in this video, but I'm going to have a future video here where I'm going to kind of talk about my next year's mining plans above and beyond looking for this drone. But anyway, no bears have messed with the Jeep, so that's a good thing. Alright, I'm just gonna put this right here. Alright, so this is kind of how I have my shotgun with me when I do this. I always, I'm not saying this is proper, but this is how I learned it from a guy on YouTube, is I always keep my safety off. So I always want that to be red. But what I do is I do not keep anything in the chamber. So safety off, but absolutely nothing in the chamber. I want to make a tube full of 5 rounds. What I'll do is I will have nothing in the gun, and then I will, so nothing in the tube, nothing in the chamber. So I'll have the safety off. I'll put it like that. I'll aim it, and then I'll pull the trigger. And then the firing. Look, I basically dry fire it, and I know that's not good to do, but I gotta figure something out for that. But it's just kind of, I gotta figure something out for that to kind of make this work better. But because I'm trying to do this so this is really fast to fire off a round if I have to, if a bear is coming at me or whatever. So I do that. I dry fire it, which I gotta figure out something better than that, I know, because I'm not gonna direct the gun. But anyway, so right now safety's off. There's nothing in the chamber, and the firing pin is gone, so I can just pull the trigger all I want, and nothing's firing. But as soon as I pump it, I pull the trigger, it's gonna fire. But I don't want to fire these rounds, so I did fire one out there just for example. That's why one's gonna pop out. But now so now like that, it's all chamber's open. Now I'm gonna turn the safety on. Make sure it's aiming in the right direction. And then I'm gonna do this. I got 4 in there. So I'm gonna put them in the box. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this one that I fired out in the bush there would have been the 5th one. But, oh, I do have a 5th one in there. Good, that shows you the importance to look, because I took one out of here and chambered it. There's the 5th one, because after I fired it, I took it out and put it in there. I just noticed that, and that was a good reason why I should always check it, because I didn't think that was in there. All right. That's like that. So now you can see, put this like this. There's nothing in the chamber. And there's nothing in there. And just to show you there wasn't anything in there to start with. That out again. All right, now I'm just gonna fire 2 rounds just to make sure anything that was in there, if there wasn't any water or anything that got in there, that'll be gone. This is just cheap, heavy game load, so fire it at something that I don't worried about ricocheting. I'll turn the safety back on. Nothing. Right, nothing. Right, nothing in there. Nothing. 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 Nothing.